Soft baits are incredibly versatile and very user-friendly. They can catch fish in almost any water type and in a whole host of different conditions. My name's Adam Royter and welcome to Berkley Soft Bait Basics. In this three-part series, I'm going to take you through everything you need to know about catching fish on these weird rubber soft lures. Soft baits are incredibly adaptive, and that's what I like about them. And I know that's what you're going to like about them as well. You can fish them in any water type, whether it's freshwater, estuary, brackish, or straight salt water. You can expect to catch a fish on soft baits in all of those environments, and for a huge array of fish species. It's not just one, two, or three fish species you can catch. Anything that has a slightly aggressive nature is game on for a soft bait lure. And it doesn't matter if they're a natural bait fish like this, for instance, or a weird looking crab or shrimp or prawn like this, or something that doesn't even look like anything edible at all. The thing about soft baits is they're soft and their maneuverability in the water, and it doesn't take much water past this tail to get some action out of it. And anything that's alive in the water column is going to be moving, and anything that's moving to a predatory fish is dinner. Soft baits have been around for over 40 years now. They started off in America, mostly fishing for their largemouth bass. And with the adaptation of the colors and the shapes and the sizes and the flash and the glitz and the glamour of them all, Berkley decided to do something a little bit different, a little bit out of the box. And this is exactly what makes Berkley soft baits special. They added scent, and scent also equals taste and smell to a fish. And what Berkley have devised to put into, and this is formulated in the materials of both of the formulas that Berkley use, is a fish feeding stimulant, and that works directly through the fish's nose and through its taste buds and goes into its chemoreceptors in its brain, and from that you'll get a reaction. It makes them want to eat it. It makes them think that this thing is really alive. Berkley manufactures soft baits in two different types of materials. One is an oil-based product, which is power bait, and the other is 100% biodegradable, which is gulp. Both of these materials have the scent and the stimulant fortified into the material. It's not just on the outside, it's not a liquid that's just rolling around in the bag, it's right inside the material. Always there, always leaching out, and always working for you. Power bait was the original Berkley soft bait material, and inside this rubber soft material is fortified the scent. So it's not just put on the outside, it's tipped into the mix before these things are molded. Now these are petrochemical based soft baits. They're oil based. So you could imagine an oil based material in water. It's hydrophobic. It doesn't want the water to attach itself to it. So by having that scent, or those scent molecules impregnated into and through the soft bait material, it's always going to be there. It's not a matter of it washing off because it's fortified in there. That scent and that stimulant is inside this plastic material, and that's what makes power bait such a formidable soft bait. Berkley's engineers 25 years ago saw the need to make a 100% biodegradable soft bait, and that's gulp. Throwing plastic into the environment is not ideal. That's why gulp is now available. It is completely biodegradable. Fish can eat this and pass it through their system. That's how natural this material is. But inside that material is that fish feeding stimulant. It's fortified into the material. Now, the thing about gulp is that it's water-based. So when you put something that's water-based into water, it has a natural leaching motion. It wants to push that scent away from itself. That's why gulp disperses scent 400 times faster and stronger into the water column than any other soft bait. Berkley manufacture a range of jig heads called nitro jig heads, and in that list is a humongous amount of sizes and shapes. Now, how do you work it out? Which jig head goes with which soft bait? It's pretty simple. All you need to do is size them up. So get your hook out, line it up against the soft bait, and if it comes out somewhere in the middle or in the first third, you're in business. But what about the weight? How much weight do you need? This is something you almost need to learn on the fly, because the multitude of different depths that you're going to fish and whether there's wind blowing into your face, that all works back to how much weight you truly do need. So something more or less for you to work out in your career as a soft bait angler. Putting a soft bait onto a jig head might seem like an easy thing to do, but it does take a little bit of practice, something I recommend you do, because you don't want it to look like that. That is not how you put a soft bait on a jig head. Let me show you how. First, you need to measure up. So you need to get your soft bait out and the jig head that you want to use, line them up and work out where the out point of the hook is. So the hook point is going to come out the back of the soft bait. Start by spearing the hook point down the face of the soft bait, run it along the back, and then push it out at that out point, slide it up over the keepers, and there it is, nice and straight. That's how you want them to be rigged. Berkley manufactures hundreds of different shapes of soft baits, and they all have different attributes. They all swim differently. This single curl tail has an unfurling tail. This minnow doesn't have any action at all. You need to drive this one with your rod tip and turning of the handle. This one is a bit of a mix of both. It looks like a bait fish or a minnow, but it has an inbuilt action in the tail. This is a creature bait. These imitate things like crayfish and yabbies and shrimp and prawns. They're very creature-like. It's the sort of thing you'd find under a rock. And then there's ones that don't look like anything at all, but these guys have an inbuilt action, an action that works with the water that flows past them. And last but not least, there are the pre-rigged models. These guys have the weight and the hook already inserted. But it doesn't matter which one you choose. You need to have confidence in it. You need to put it on a jig head or just buy it and get it out of the packet and swim it in front of you. For wherever you are, you need to be confident that that's the bait that's going to catch you more fish. Well, I hope you enjoyed that and you learnt something. Coming up in part 2, we're going to cover rods, reels, line and leader. You're going to want to watch that. If you need to know more about all of the soft baits and jig heads that Berkley do, go to berkley-fishing.com.au.